For longer than 15 years, my feet was always cold. Summertime, wintertime, it don't matter how many pair of socks I put on or what I did, my feet would never get warm. My energy, my level of activity, I couldn't walk from the length of my truck before I'd lose breath, lose energy. I couldn't work like I wanted to do, and I realized something was wrong with me. So I went to University of Alabama. I went to UAB. When I went to UAB hospital, they told me that I would have to stay overnight and do open heart surgery the following day. Well, it hit me like a ton of rocks. They said most of my arteries were almost 100% clogged. I had a bacteria infection in my heart, which scared me to death. So I left the hospital that day. They said I wouldn't live no more than 2 more days if I left. Well, I would rather do that than have somebody cut on me and have problems for the rest of my life. I walked out of the hospital having faith on something. And then I was introduced to the lady that introduced me to Cardio Cocktail. And by gosh, I'm still here. 4 or 5 years later, still kicking. And I'd still drink Cardio Cocktail. My arteries are clean. And as long as they have it on the shelf, I'm gonna buy it. Because I know for a fact what it did to me. I like to ride Harleys. When I went riding, my hands and arms would go numb. And sometimes it'd take 30 minutes into the ride before they'd go numb. Then it started going numb directly. Then the next stage that I noticed is my skin color in the middle of the summertime was gray as ashes. I didn't have no male activity, no erections, for I know over 15 years. Thought it was just a male thing, getting old. I'm 50 years old now. I just thought it was one of them things naturally in life that you do, is lose your sex drive. And buddy, I lost mine. And there's no such thing as impotency if you drink Cardio Cocktail. Cardio Cocktail cleans your arteries. Some folks it might take 2 weeks, some folks it might take 2 months. It all depends on the individual person's body. Well, after taking Cardio Cocktail for 2 to 3 weeks, I woke up with my first erection, and I ain't had one in years and years, over 15 years. So it tickled me. It was like a kid on Christmas. But the longer I took the Cardio Cocktail and the cleaner my arteries got, the more feeling I got back in my feet. My feet stayed warm. I still have an erection every morning when I wake up, and it's all got to do with Cardio Cocktail. It's all got to do with clean arteries. I'm just telling you like it is. I ain't reading no script. I ain't making this up. I'm telling you because it saved my life. Not bad for a 50-year-old man. A chainsaw won't keep working if you don't put gas in it. Your arteries won't get unclogged unless you take it every day. It's all self-explanatory on the bottle, what to take, how to take it. Once you get it, it ain't gonna work by itself sitting on the shelf. You gotta do it. You gotta commit 100% to your life to do this. You gotta wanna do it. It's not gonna do it in 2 days, it's not gonna do it in 1 drink. The thing that saved me is I didn't give up. I did it every day. Kind of disbelieved it to begin with, but when I woke up with my first erection in over 15 years, it wasn't too much. There wasn't nothing that had to be done to convince me that it worked. This is amazing stuff. I mean, it is amazing. This is pretty much what I do for a living. I make furniture. I can do in more than 1 day now than I could in 2 years before I started doing that Cardio Cocktail. I do a whole lot of heavy lifting, do a lot of rock work. I love to deer hunt, and when you get cold feet in the woods deer hunting, your hunt's over with. I didn't even want to do that no more. I couldn't get up out of bed in the mornings. It got to that point to where I'd get to my tree stand and I couldn't even climb up in the tree stand. And it's because I had no circulation. I know that now, but I didn't then. Now, 5 years ago, I had to run out of breath and out of energy before I got out of that truck and walked over here to this saw. As far as how it makes you feel, I feel like, and I know I can do just as much or more at 50 years old than I could when I was 20. But the energy, I'm not sore at night when I go to bed. I'm not sore when I wake up. I used to have a problem with getting out of bed. Now, since I know I'm 100% from what I was, I can't, there's not enough work in daylight hours to fulfill the energy that I have. There's just not. I can go from daylight to dark and never stop. I got one mode and it's wide open. When I lost that 15 years ago, and then it started getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse to the point that I was almost dead. It's good to have it back. And it's not just back, it's back in full force. It's the miracle of cardio cocktail. Now, when I went to the hospital and they diagnosed me with almost completely clogged arteries and bacteria infection in my heart, and they didn't know exactly what that was. All they wanted to do was cut me open, see what it was, root all my arteries, probably put stents in, which would have probably cost me $150,000. I didn't walk away from the money thing when I walked out of the hospital. I walked out because sure they would have fixed me, sure it cost me some money, but it would have programmed me to go back and forth to that hospital for the rest of my life. It would have put me on medication for the rest of my life. So the money situations go, the numbers go up, 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 up. It's done for me what the medical world could never do for me. I have no scars to prove it. That's a blessing in itself. I don't have to be on heart medicine. I ain't got stents. I still have everything that I was born with in me. In relationship to, let's say, the money situation, over $100,000 to be fixed one way, or less than 200 the other way. That ain't why I did it. I mainly went when I was suggested about going to talk to this lady and let her share with me about cardio cocktail and what she knows. But I shouldn't have never let it go as long as it did. I should have did something about it years ago, but I'm kind of hard-headed. I put my business and time in front of my health. Yeah, I'm just blessed every day to be able to play with my animals, pet my animals, just to wake up to live another day. Cardio cocktail did that for me. And the thing about what most people don't know is everybody's got clogged arteries in some form or fashion. It might just be 10% blockage, but it's a blockage. It can build and build and build. That's what happened to me on all mine. You know, if I wouldn't have done cardio cocktail, there ain't no telling where he had ended up, or my horse. Ain't that right? The cardio worked. The surgery was 50-50 chance on me getting back to my normal active life, which I'd lost years ago because of my clogged arteries. It was more of a natural way for me instead of a scalpel, instead of pharmaceutical drugs. You take your choice. I mean, I look at it like I saved over $100,000 and got my health 110% back. The healthiest person, it wouldn't hurt you to take cardio cocktail. Cardio cocktail saved my life, and it can do the same for you if you just do it. And folks, we're burning daylight, and my day's just started. By most people's standards, the day's over with, but I got 15 years to catch up on. So we'll see y'all.